Good morning, everybody. I am currently in Porto Alegre, Brazil. I've been here for the past 2 or 3 days, just editing videos, and you'd be surprised how long that takes. So I've been here for 2 days doing all of that, and I still haven't finished. So it's just the life, right? I'm starting to realize it's not as easy as I thought it would be. I want to show you why I love hostels, because I have the most incredible parking spot for the motorcycle. And here's a hostel, and literally there's a gate, there's everything here, and the motorcycle's right in there. So who says hostels aren't the way to go? A lot of people don't like hostels for whatever reason. My dad especially doesn't like hostels. But you know what, compared to a hotel, a hostel, there's so many more benefits. It's much cheaper accommodation, great parking spot for the motorcycle, and you get to meet a lot of people. So for me, hostels are definitely the way to go. All right, so today's video is gonna be all about what is your daily budget in Brazil. And I'm obviously gonna add the cost of the motorcycle as well as the cost of just being a backpacker, food and everything. If you remember, this little van here to the right, left, has those very annoying speakers here in Brazil. Obviously, the very first cost that we're gonna have is gonna be food. That's number one, because without food, you can't survive. I would also incorporate the bottled water. I would incorporate supermarket food. I'll also incorporate if you want to eat out on the road, whatever it is. So right now the reage is $1 to $3 US. That means 3.1 US is 1 real. If you want to go out and eat something like this, a hamburger is around 15 real. That's about $6. Additional drinks and sodas, that's another 4. Out to a bar like this on the street here in Porto Alegre, at least, the cheap domestic beer, which is called a chop. And if you ask for a chop, it's about 6 to 7 reais. That's if you want to have some fun out on the night. Transportation for buses and everything, it obviously depends on distance, so you have to look for that. It's comparable to the United States and Canada, the costs. Less actually, like Argentina, Uruguay, the prices for domestic transportation are pretty much the same. But on the road, you're usually spending between $6 to $10 US on a meal on the road. That's at a restaurant, that's at a gas station, somewhere just to have a nice meal. If you're going to the supermarket, you can lower that cost to about $6, $7, but you get a lot better food at the supermarket. I always choose supermarkets over restaurants any day of the week. I buy all my food and I take it with me on the road on the bike because it's so much cheaper and it's just much better food. And today we're gonna go to this little supermarket here, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of the prices of what things cost around here. Oil for $1. Mushrooms for another $1. Canned goods for 2 reais. The thing about Brazil is the natural juice. The juice is 6 reais, $2 for this beautiful thing. Looking at this thing of papaya for 5. So fruit is generally quite not that expensive. We're looking at 16 reais, 15 for a nice cut of meat, 22 for more. The kilo for 22. Kilogram for this melon is 4. Up to just the lettuce and the spinach and stuff. Alphys, whatever this is 3, so that's $1.20 something for the spinach-ish looking thing. Cauliflower for 6, that's $2. Carrots for 4. All the nice natural ingredients here for $1 or $2. There's 72 per kilogram. The other fish around 40, 20. Tilapia's at 15. Coke for 2 liters is 5. This nasty juice stuff is for 4. Definitely my favorite section is the pre-prepared food. Sometimes there's sushi here for 7. We got little mini pizzas for 4. Sandwiches for 9 and 10. Desserts for 5 reais. The eggs are 6 reais. The peanuts and stuff here are 22. A little more expensive. The yogurt here, so many choices in yogurt. These big bottles are 5 reais, 6 reais. So it's $2. Really cheap. These and such, we got 5, 6, 8. All the pasta and stuff, pretty cheap, 6 reais. It's hard to give you dollars immediately with conversion. How many yogurts to choose from? Oh yeah, and if you want beer, imported beer is gonna be 15. This is the Argentinian beer, also imported, that's 15. 10 for these liters. 6-pack, we got 33, we got 8. Heineken, the most expensive, I think is 40. 6-pack, we got 33, we got 8. Domestic beer is $1 per can. So tall, I have to duck. If I do this, I'll hit it. Next, my favorite thing, this is the reason you come to Brazil, is acai. This is a very beautiful fruit that you definitely need to try if you're ever here in Brazil. It's the most tasty thing you'll ever have, and you only have it fresh here in this country. Com licencia. Obrigado. You're looking at $2.50, so not even $1. I need water today. In Latin America, you always have to be careful because you have to see if it has with gas or without gas. Because you forget that with gas is a big thing in Latin America. If you're looking for mouthwash like I am, 16 is the way to go. 14. If you're looking for beauty products, 16, 15. If you're looking for deodorant, you're looking at 16 as well. 16, 14. And I love being in the supermarket and filming because everybody looks at me weird. Oi. Great thing about Brazil is it's very technologically advanced, which means you can use your credit card anywhere, even at the gas stations. Uruguay wasn't the case. Argentina, not the case. So it's best to travel with a credit card. You get the best rate every day. There's no foreign transaction fees, so that's another way to kind of save money and do your estimates for your trip. A little tip for you is if you want to write it off as a business expense, open a business, and anything you use on your travels can be deducted from your taxes. So that's what I'm doing, is deducting from my taxes a lot of what I do because, you know, I'm making a cent a view on YouTube, which is not anything really, but it's something, which means I am making income, which means I can deduct all of this. So a little tip for you is you can write off your travel expenses if you open up a YouTube channel, open up a business in your state or country you live in, and you deduct your travel expenses. Use your credit card here in Brazil. You got to write down your document number, your passport number. I just write my Texas ID, not like it matters. But it's really funny because they start asking you questions and you don't know what they're asking you. Okay, so now you know what it costs to eat out, right? Now you know what it costs to go to the supermarket and buy whatever you need to buy. So now we're gonna go for the hostel stuff. Hostels dorm rooms are running about 10 to 20 US dollars per dorm room. It all depends on the city. It all depends on the time of year you're going. A private room runs around 30 to 40 US dollars, depending if it's midweek or weekend. If you're lucky, you get a dorm that has nobody in there or only a few people, and it's pretty private. So hotels usually run between $50 and upwards as well. I would stay away from hotels, not as fun. And finally, we move on to the cost of motorcycle and maintenance. That's always a tricky subject. Gassing up, I'm going about 20 to 30 US dollars per fill-up. You know, that's a complete fill-up, and that usually gets me between 200 and 230 miles. But depending how much you travel in a day is how much you're gonna spend on gas. So it's really impossible to tell you how much money you're gonna spend in a given day in Brazil, because you're still not adding costs of entrance fees, parks, national parks, whatever it is. On the motorcycle, you actually have to add expenses of tires, you know, but that's impossible per day. So for gas, I'll probably gas up once or twice. So the most you should be spending on the motorcycle trip is probably less than $100 a day in Brazil. That seems kind of expensive. It kind of is, living on the road, but that's just traveling every day. Now remember, that cost goes down depending on how much you drive. If you just hang out at the hostel per day, then you can have your cost only be $30, $40 a day. So there you have it. You have gas, you have hostel, you have entertainment, you have going out, you have beer, you have food, you have the outings to the restaurants. Basically a nice general overview of how much it costs here to travel in Brazil. If you want to get more specific on travels and buses and everything, look online. There's always conversion rates. So anyway, going to my hostel, going on my beautiful bike here, and heading up on the road today to a town called Florianopolis. Everybody say hi, Miriam. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Miriam.
She's the coolest gal here. If you're ever in Porto Alegre, Solar 63 Hostel's the way to go. So, all right, thank you. It's a quick tour of the hostel. Here's my room. It was $30 the first night, and my room goes up to here, and it goes this way. And a bunch of friendly people everywhere. Nice little courtyard. Here was my workstation, otherwise known as the kitchen. This is where I worked for 2 days. Actually, I worked here for 2 days. What's up, Michael? Currently at the hostel, we're gonna go check out Carnival, which is an event here, which is not carnival time, but apparently there's something going on. Michael behind me is actually dressing up as Don Quixote. A street performer? Street performer. Alright, so he's a street performer. Got Don Quixote over here walking through the supermarket, which is absolutely hilarious. Because everybody's looking at him. It's so funny. Needless to say, everybody loves him. It's so funny. Let me share with you sometimes what happens in hostel rooms is that you have an ant issue, and for some reason the ants decide to congregate all over my beautiful gear, all over my bed, and they're going up the wall.